Welcome to day 10 of my 30-day water fast. I'm Dave, and this is Dave Does Life. So first off, a couple days ago, day before yesterday, it was plus 3 degrees above zero here. And 2 days later, I woke up this morning and it was minus 15, hence the hat. So I do believe tomorrow I may film inside. But getting on with it, today I feel pretty good. Very level, very normal. Each day kind of feels more normal than the last. So that's a nice effect. Today's weigh-in was 179.2 pounds. Body fat percentage was 27.0%. And so I lost exactly 11 pounds in 9 days and 1.7% body fat. So I'm very, very happy. So today's subject is 5 things I did wrong so that you don't have to. Let's get into it. As I've stated in earlier videos, back in 2019, I did my first long-term fast, which was 42 days in the late fall, October, November. And the first thing that I did wrong was I did not take any electrolytes, none whatsoever. I mean, I shouldn't say that. Maybe I would take some electrolytes once or twice a week for the first week or two, and then I just petered out and didn't touch them for the remainder of the fast. I didn't take sodium. Pardon me. Just absolutely nothing. This time around, I take electrolytes every single morning in my water, 1 scoop of powdered electrolytes. And then during the day, I regularly salt my water to get sodium. And I have some electrolyte concentrate. It's very weak electrolytes. So I kind of squirt that in some water here and there during the day. Um, Now, the interesting thing about electrolytes is the benefits are huge. Just got to adjust the lid here. Electrolytes maintain good heart rhythm and blood pressure, which is, as you know, extremely important to me. Dizziness, headaches, weakness, it prevents all of that. I feel so much better this time around than I did on the first time around. It improves sleep, reduces stress hormones, cortisol, unnecessary fatigue. I can't stress enough how much electrolytes have changed my fasting from the first time around. What happens without them? Low blood pressure. I went back and looked at the spreadsheet because every single day when I do a fast, I record everything. I record my blood pressure, my weight, my body fat percentage, how I felt that day. So I went back and looked, and my blood pressure was way down in the low 90s for systolic. I had extraordinarily low blood pressure. I don't know why it didn't hit me at the time that was a concern, but it didn't. And I also was unaware of the correlation between low blood pressure and electrolytes. Uh, and I did have muscle cramps, dizziness, lightheadedness, all of that, all the way through that fast. I just thought that was normal. It's not. So electrolytes, absolutely. That's the first thing that I did wrong during that fast. Moving on. Every single night during that 42-day fast, I would have a hot mug of water that I would put a tablespoon or two of nutritional yeast in. Oh, I love that flavor. Nutritional yeast, a bit of salt. And I kind of considered that as my supper. Now, the reason I was doing that was because I had it in my head that if I had less than 50 calories in a day, that wouldn't break a fast. 50 calories or more would break a fast. So I watched that, and a mug of that was far less than 50 calories. So I thought, hey, this is going to be I wouldn't say my supper, but it was something that I looked forward to every single night, all the way through the 42 days. That's a huge problem. Now, why is that a problem? This is going to be a bit longer of a subject before I get into problems number 3, 4, and 5. But uh, trust me, this is going to be worthwhile. Let's put aside the 50 calories will break a fast issue. Let's just put that aside for now. Nutritional yeast is a protein. So we're going to discuss, try not to glaze over this. Stick with me here. I can make this really simple. Protein, leucine, mTOR, and autophagy, they are all interconnected. Now, I can explain this before you think, oh, I don't want to get into the mumbo jumbo or the chemistry, or there's all kinds of other YouTube channels that do that. I can simplify this so that a 5-year-old will understand it. Just stick with me for a second. Imagine protein are Lego blocks, Legos. Everybody knows what Legos are, right? So protein, Lego blocks. Now, your muscles are big Lego castles, right? Now, protein, these Lego bricks, is the stuff that your body uses to fix muscles, to build muscles, to, keep muscles from falling apart. So when you eat protein, your body gets Lego bricks. Okay? That's protein. Now, what's leucine? Leucine's the stuff inside protein that it's like a button. Okay? So each Lego brick has a button on it. And when the button's there, it's the build now. It's okay, we've got enough Lego bricks. Let's build something. That's leucine. Leucine is you push the button and we start building. What happens during fasting is there's no protein coming in. There's no Lego bricks, right? So if there's no Lego bricks, there's no leucine. Therefore, your body doesn't build muscle. It, it just tries not to break it down. Now, after you eat again, after your fast, you get Lego bricks. Those are you take in protein and you get the button, leucine. So your body goes, oh, bricks, okay. The button's pressed. It's build time. This is where mTOR comes in. Now, mTOR is an acronym for a bunch of words that I can't pronounce, and I'm not even going to try. We're just going to call it mTOR. Okay. mTOR is the switch in your cells. So you got the switch on protein, which is leucine. So you got the Lego bricks. The Lego bricks contain a switch. That's leucine. You've got cells, and they contain a switch. That's mTOR. Okay? Explained. Now, when the leucine switch in the protein is turned on, mTOR turns on. When mTOR is turned on, bingo, we start building muscle. Tells the cells to let's build. Protein's present. We got Lego bricks here. Let's build something. You get muscle building, you get growth, you get repair and more cells. This is good, obviously, but at the right time. Now, autophagy, the last one, okay, that's your cells, your body's cleanup mode. Uh, when autophagy is on, mTOR is off. So we've got our Lego bricks with the switch on it. We've got our cells with the switch on it. When the switch is turned on, we grow. When the switch is turned off, that's when autophagy starts. Autophagy clears up, damaged proteins, old mitochondria, diseased cells, broken cells. Autophagy is the cleanup crew. And that's what we're after when we're fasting. Now, this is where protein fits in. When protein's present with the leucine switch, it turns the cells on with the mTOR switch. When it's on, we build. When it's off, autophagy happens. How do you turn it off? You remove protein. Now, you don't want one of those all of the time. If you have constant growth, the mTOR switch is always on, you're taking in protein all the time, uh, there's no cleanup crew. There's no autophagy. That mTOR switch has to be turned off, which means removing protein. Basically, the only time you can get autophagy would be through like real autophagy. Autophagy happens all the time, but in extraordinarily low amounts. But if you want the absolute benefits of strong autophagy, you have to turn that off. And how do you turn mTOR off? You remove protein. And that's where I had made my mistake in the first fast. It wasn't by having too many calories. It was that I was taking in protein every single night, which would turn on mTOR and just bring my autophagy way down. I'm not doing that this time. And the difference is astounding. Absolutely astounding. So, by all means, I am going to stay as far away from any kind of proteins, even minute bits of protein, throughout this fast. And we will see the absolute difference. I've already seen it in the data. This is day 10. Okay, moving on. The third thing I did wrong very quickly was I had that issue in my head that if I stayed under 50 calories, I would not break my fast. So I would have the occasional throat lozenge, like cough candy or something. Um, uh, I would chase around cherry tomatoes because they only have 2 or 3 calories, and yeah, I'd be doing stuff like that. In my mind, just if I stay under 50 calories, I'm okay. Talk about absolutely counterproductive. I I can't explain to you how bad that is for your mental health and getting through a fast. It just made food was always on my mind constantly throughout the entire 42 days. And it just wrecked me because I would be looking through recipe books. I had a spreadsheet, a list of all the foods and recipes I was going to have when this fast was over, and I can't wait. And it's so counterproductive because that's all you're thinking about. I'm just constantly tempting myself, putting something in my mouth. So that this time that is completely out. And quite frankly, 10 days in, food just doesn't even cross my mind. It just doesn't. I'm not watching YouTube food tube videos, recipe videos, looking at recipe books, nothing. Uh, Not even planning, like just anything. And it's so much better. It's unreal how the difference that makes. Number 4, exercise. That first fast, I did zero exercise, nothing, because I was exhausted all the time, fatigued, worn out, irritable. This goes back to that protein. Sorry, this doesn't go back to the protein. This goes back to the lack of electrolytes. Without electrolytes, man, life can get rough on a fast. So that's where I was, just no exercise whatsoever. Now, the thing about exercise, let's just get into this just for a second. Exercise, when you're exercising during a fast, with the lack of protein, you're not building any muscle. You're not getting any stronger. So why exercise? What exercise does during fasting is it's telling your body, hey man, don't use muscle for energy because we need that. Use fat instead. It's that signaling to the body, don't use up the muscle. We clearly need that. And what happens here is, if you exercise just very light body weight exercises, cardio, like I say, I've actually backtracked a bit and I've stopped my elliptical time at 35 minutes, and I'm going to stay there for the duration of this fast. Once the fast is over and I refeed, I'm going to bump it up. But if anyone exercises to the point of failure, or high intensity interval training, things like that, all you're going to do is break down the muscle, and it can't rebuild itself because there's no protein. What That's the difference. When you're eating, you're breaking muscle down, proteins come in, and it builds up. But with the lack of protein and you exercise, what that's doing is it's signaling to your body, hey man, don't eat this muscle and use it for energy because we need it. And I can tell you firsthand from my experience anyway, that that it absolutely works. It's outstanding. In 9 days of measuring, for me, to lose almost 2% body fat is amazing. Through the first fast, I didn't exercise at all because of lack of electrolytes, and I lost a tremendous amount of muscle mass during that first fast. I have one friend who saw me after that fast, and his phrase was, "You look like an emaciated budgie." That's for real. So exercise, another error that I made that you don't have to. Finally, I want to touch on supplements. I did a video already about supplements. In that first fast, never had a thing. No supplements whatsoever. I had it in my mind that supplements are just going to add calories or spark up the digestive system when you want that dormant. And I just didn't. This time, I take supplements every single day. I've got a video on that. I encourage you to go back and watch it. I've removed some supplements from my normal routine, things like collagen, because there are proteins in it and calories and things like that. So I have removed a few of them, but again, go back and look at that video. Supplementation for me has made a big, big difference during this fast in my mood, in my I believe it's maintaining my immune system. So that was the fifth and final mistake that I had made that I have fixed for this time. Now, with that being said, as a bonus point, number 6, I during the first long-term fast, 42-day fast, I did cold plunges every single day. Now I'm going to address cold plunge in an upcoming video. I know cold plunges are super popular and we're going to talk about it. But that's where I am today, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Dave does lie.